We are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hold your power.
I decided to go into pre-law, then journalism, and with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. You will fail at some point in your life, accept it. You will lose. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. You will embarrass yourself, you will suck at something. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. I didn't quit. I prayed. I prayed. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
TeNika Shenette, the plus-size doll. Do you like to shop online but hesitate because of the uncertainty about sizing and the quality of some items? Have you came across an outfit that you love to rock, but girl, you want to know more about the company and how their items run first? I get it. Check out TeNika Shenette, the plus-size doll on YouTube for the latest updates in plus-size fashion and styles. She does the reviews that you can use. Timing is of the essence, but she will reach out to any company if she's not already signed with them. And get that item or a similar item to try it on first and provide that honest review on sizing, quality, and shipping. She does it all and often can get a discount code exclusively for her subscribers. So subscribe now and shop with confidence, knowing if you would size up, size down, or true to size. She also reviews wigs, bundles, hair products. Like I said, she does it all. Measurements are in the description as well as the contact information for business inquiries or collabs. So subscribe today to be a part of the dollhouse where everything is big, bold, and beautiful. The link is in the description box down below.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, family, how's everybody doing? I miss you guys. I really do. I miss you guys. We've got things getting set up, and I am happy today. You guys know I've been on 100 ever since this morning. But I came on early, a little bit early, so I wanted to get a lot of the stuff out of the way. We got our sponsors in the building sometimes, and I want to make sure we're doing what we say we're going to do. Make sure you guys go over there to our one of the sponsors is Hold Your Power, and it is an inspirational channel. You guys, if you've got issues, got things going on, you need some really good advice with nobody judging you, go over there, put some comments in over there, tell her SP News Nugget sent you. We're trying to get affiliated channels that has positive atmosphere that you guys can go to when you're not, when we're not on, something to do that's not going to put you in a bad situation where you hollering and arguing and fussing and cussing with people and you sitting over there. First, at some time, it might be some fun. And then next thing you know, you into it and you're like, now you're mad. Go to these channels. Okay. Sometimes we do hit it wrong and we will probably shout out a channel and then come to find out it's not as good as we thought because people change. It was good at the time we seen it. But this channel here, Hold Your Power, is one of the top channels that I like for a positive atmosphere to go to and listen to. She's putting out those videos. You guys make sure you support that channel. This is what we're trying to do. You got Information Man. He's got a good channel supporting, the things that we believe in, life, fairness, justice, all of that stuff, you guys. So check it out. And then you got TeNika, Shenette, the plus size doll. She's making sure that before you spend your money, she'll try stuff on. Just tell her what you're looking at. She get a description of what it is. She reach out to that company. She'll get that outfit. Most of the time, the same outfit, put it on. You can see what it looks like before even buying it. You can't beat that. It may sound like a lot, but if you shop like I shop, sometimes I wait. I'll wait for a while. And if I got somebody else that will go out and get it, and then I could sit there and look at them, because you guys, you want to know what it's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? Why it's on a hanger or something, it don't look as good as it would probably on you. So do that. Thank you, Joel Sullivan, and thank you, Misty Blue. Thank you for the super chat. We got the mouse back up and working, you guys. We in business. Okay, before we get started, because it is not 5 o'clock yet, thank everybody for coming in. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting Warriors for Children. You guys have been doing a phenomenal job. I told you guys I'm a person of my word. There's certain things we're going to do. We're going to acknowledge our mods. We're going to acknowledge our members. We're going to acknowledge our diamond members. And then we're going to acknowledge family members. Every time when we have a giveaway or appreciation, you guys, I'm just going to let you guys know there's not going to be no type of, where we're going to do it different. No, you have to be present to win. This is what it's about. If you're not present, then you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Even if you may not feel good, just turn us on or something. You don't know if you're going to win. But on the 15th of each month, we're going to be doing our giveaways to one of those groups. We did one last month. It was a mod. And the mod that was picked was Sonia Watts. That's your girl, Sonia Watts. She's in the building. She's always on time. She's always interacting with everybody, telling everybody, I want to appreciate her. I would like for her to call in right now, if you're in the building, and I know you are because you was the first person in the building first. I mean, I come on at 4:00. She's in here. So call on in, Sonia Watts, because we have made some adjustments of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and when we're going to do it. So I want you to call in because I want you to pick out what you want, because I kind of felt like I don't like somebody to just give me something. Now, if you've got, like we did on the Christmas in July, we spin a wheel. Well, I had to take the wheel out so I can get the cash app so we could send some money to a family member. You guys always here. You guys know what happened. Can't find the app now. So now I've got everybody's name that was in that live that we did. And yeah, you're going to get something for that. Everybody that was in there that was a member, your name is on here. I will read your name. But I need Sonia Watts to call in because you don't have to call in if you don't want to call in. I need to know, you're going to have to pick real quick. We've got 4 gifts. One is, she's calling in. Okay. How you doing?
Hello.
Well, congratulations to you.
I can't hear you. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Hey.
Okay. Congratulations. You were the mod for doing a phenomenal job last month, and your name was picked through the members in the groups in the family. Hey. So we decided to make it a little bit more funner because I know some people may not like certain things. So I'm going to tell you right now, what are the gifts? And you get the first pick of what you want. Okay.
Okay.
You can accept whatever it is. So we have a Warriors for Children shirt, kicking down the doors. They're orange. Then we have a $25 gift certificate from Red Lobster. We have a $25 gift certificate, Applebee's. Or we have let me grab this thing. Ooh, these are cast iron skillets. They are 12 inches. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it, but I have it on the screen. These are cast iron. If you don't have no cast iron skillet, you can have that, or we got 4 items. Which one do you want, Sonia Watts?
You already know, Red Lobster.
You want Red Lobster. Okay, Red Lobster is yours. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey,
All righty. Thank you.
everybody. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we got Sonia Watts in there. Okay, so the other thing I need to do real quick, you guys. So we still have the Applebee's. We still have the t-shirt. And we still have the cast iron skillet. Yes, that skillet is nice, ain't it, Candy? Candy said, woo woo. Okay, so everybody that was in the live that was a member, we got your names down. I will say your names real quick. You have to be present to win. If you're not present, you will not get it. We go on. You've got 2 minutes to call in. We've got Zan, Kittens, Candy R, Tammy, Shay, Faith, Dorothy Pruitt, Wanda, Lenore, Black Queen, Lisa Taylor, Crystal Power, Betty M, D Diva, Craft 159, Jessica Bolger, D Holla, Loving God, Galaxy and Stars, Letine, Lettine, Teresa Anderson, V Linville, Tina Powers, Val Montgomery, Linda Jackson, March, Barbara Cohen, Shelley, Sweet Paz, Soldier Girl, LaKendra, LaCrissa Polk, Daniel Dawson, Rita Banks, Avalance, Veronica Childs Lives of Children Lives Matter, Monica Hall, Tina T, Tinky R, and Freddie J. So I've got all of you guys' name on these. Let you guys see. Everybody's name is on there. Freddie. I'm not going to give out numbers because your name is on the back. I am going to put it in a jar real quick and I'm going to pick somebody. So if you're not in the building, there's only but 1 ticket left. You're not in the building, you won't get it, and you'll learn from this time. Okay, Freddie, yours is in there. And okay, we got Tina and Tinky, and we got Veronica and Monica. We got Avalanche and Rita Banks. Carissa and Danielle Dawson. Soldier Girl and Lakendra. Shelly and Sweet Paz. Okay. Margie and Barbara Cohan. I'm giving people time to get in here. If you know somebody, tell them, hey, Val Montgomery, Linda Jackson, you need to help your family members out. Lynn Valley and Tina P. Latina, Lettine, Lettine. Teresa Anderson, I might be saying it wrong. I will give that some kind of thought if we pick her name, because I might be saying her name wrong, you guys. I don't want her to just miss because I can't say her name. Loving God, Galaxy and Star. Then we got Jessica Badger, D Holler. These are family members. D Diva, Craft 159, Crystal Power, Betty M, Black Queen, Lisa Taylor, Wanda, Lenora. I may did that wrong or something. She might got two of them in there. Shay Faith, Dorothy Pruitt, and Candy R, Tammy, and Zan and Kitten Smith. So put them all in there. Please, if Freddie's in the building, please put down Sonia Watts wants the Red Lobster. Okay, you guys, let's do this real quick because it's early and we'll get this one done. And then I'll tell you what the next drawing is going to be and when it's going to be. It's going to be on the 15th. We'll pick whoever, and then around about the 21st, 22nd, we'll do. Okay? Uh-oh. T-Star is in there calling. Hey, this is SP.
Hi, SP. This is Star.
Hey, T-Star, what's going on?
Nothing. I was calling. I just caught the live. I just wanted to call in and say hi to everybody and tell them thank you for the prayers.
Oh, okay. T-Star, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm still in the hospital, but I'm doing better.
All right. T-Star saying thank you guys for praying for her. She's still in the hospital.
How do you get into the drawing?
Just on the we'll just have a random live, and it, people this one was for members only. The members that was in that live that day, we put their name. Freddie writes their name down, and then between the 15th and the 20th, the 15th and the 30th, we'll pick the name out.
I noticed that I'm looking and it shows that I'm not a member no more, so I have to figure out what happened, why it stopped. So
yeah, it may not be on an automatic.
Okay, so I have to go in there when I get a chance to redo it.
Yeah, and then
okay.
So what we're doing is 1 month on the 15th we pick a mod for appreciation, and then the next month we pick the members, just all members, whether you diamond, emerald, or ruby, and then the next month we pick diamond members because we want to appreciate the ones that goes out their way, and then the next month we pick all family members. Everybody's in there. We'll just have a random number, whoever gets it, because I'm not going to be writing down names all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go back to the mods again, and then members, then diamond members, and then family members. We're going to do it every month.
Okay.
But we didn't get out. We were still trying to make the rules up last month. So Sonia Watts was the mod for last month. So this month is the diamond member that was in the live.
Okay.
I mean, not the diamond members, but the members.
Members that was in my. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can be in like 2 or 3 drawings, because I have some people like say for instance Freddie Johnson. She's a mod and she's a diamond member. and she's a member, and you know what I'm saying, and she's a family member, so she's probably in every drawing because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But every month we're gonna give something out.
I'm gonna check into it and see why it stopped, but I'm gonna start it back up. I didn't want it to stop, so the last 2 weeks I don't know what's been going on.
Right. Okay.
So I'm gonna get it back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Right now, I have to wait until I get at the hospital to get one of my. Well, you know, never mind. I might be able to start it back up today.
Okay.
So that's all I was calling, just to say hi and thank everybody.
All right. Well, thank you for everything that you do.
You're welcome. Well, I'm gonna go back to the live.
All righty.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That was T-Star, you guys. She's still in the hospital, so keep your prayers in there for her. Okay, I'm finna pick somebody. Soldier Girl in the building. Is Soldier Girl in the building? Soldier Girl is in the building. I see her in the building. Soldier Girl, call me and tell me what you want so we can get on with this live. And ITT, I do have your stuff. It will be sent out. I'm getting everybody's stuff together today. I had to go get some more package stuff. So I got that stuff all today. I was busy. Hey, Soldier Girl, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm just cold. I'm laying in the bed.
Girl, you won. Which one you want? You want the shirt?
Jesus. I have more than nothing in the
you got a choice because there's 3 things here. You got the kicking down doors, knocking, going through windows shirt. Then you got Applebee's grill and bar, and then you got the cast iron skillet. Which one do you want?
Oh, I have a cast iron skillet, so I'll take the Applebee's. Thank you very much.
Okay, Soldier Girl gets the Applebee's. Girl, you finna go eat, ain't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. I'm glad we got those 2 things out the way, you guys. We still got a shirt and we still got a cast iron skillet. Those going to be in the next drawing. We'll have the next drawing October the 15th. It will be for members. No. It will be for diamond members. It will be for diamond members only. And we will pick out maybe, I don't know what live it will be. We will probably announce it, but we will pick out a live. Hopefully you guys will show up and start getting involved and stuff. We want people to come on in. And JoJo Baby said, I want a shirt. JoJo Baby. What size do you wear, JoJo Baby? And put down your size. Okay, you guys, we're going to get into the topic today. And we're going to get into the topics. Okay, we're going to talk about Gabby. Gabby, okay, you guys? And I was saying her name all today for some reason. I'm so excited. But Candy Richardson said, I need that skillet. Well, actually, nobody didn't pick the cast iron skillet. That's going to cost me like $20, $30 to send it to you. But that show is nice. You got to have one of those cast iron skillets, you guys. I'm going to just tell you right now. I done bought more than that. So I don't know if we're going to give both of them away, but here's one right here. Here's one right here. Here's another one right here. Okay. So don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Those are some really good gifts. If we don't give it away, we'll probably give it away in the Christmas thing. Okay. Anyway, you guys, let's talk about what's going on with Gabby. First of all, you guys know I don't even have my notes. That's what I forgot. So this young lady came up missing. She went on a road trip with her boyfriend, Bryant. They call him Brian Laundries. And And so they got into this big old argument or fight. They were on the road. You guys know what happened. She lives in New York, and police stopped him. Somebody seen all of this activity. If you don't know what's going on, I've got some clips I'm going to show you. We're going to skip over some things if I do this right, so everybody can get up into the conversation and know what's going on, because this is going to be something that we're going to be talking about for a while, you guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're going to be talking about it for a while. Okay, so let me try to share some of it. She lives with him and his parents in Florida. Okay, well, I know she's from New York, and they got into a fight. Here's the problem. She was crying historic all over the place, just historically. I hit him, and I did this to him, and he got all the scratches. And so the question is, was she a victim of domestic violence? Because some people say, like, I think, even though she was, we don't know if she, she was probably defending herself. But you know how sometimes a victim sometimes blame themselves. They don't want the boyfriend to go to jail, because if he goes to jail, where am I going to go? I can't go stay at his mama's house. We on the road and everything. And he's going to be so mad at me that he probably put me out, and then there I am stuck. So sometimes you take the blame, because they somewhere in Wyoming, and if he goes to jail, what's going to happen to you? His parents going to be all mad. And yeah, she probably was defending herself. Some people was like, but here's the problem. I thought if she told the police, and she did the hitting, then they should have put her in jail. They should have took her to jail. At least she would be alive. I'm serious, you guys. At least she would be alive right now. Whether she was lying or not, or just defending herself, I'm pretty sure she just wasn't hitting him, and he just wasn't hitting her back. Or he probably hit her first, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes the victims, they will take the blame. And that's what she was doing. I believe she was taking the blame, because think about it. Have you ever been in a situation? I mean, we're going to talk about it, you guys, and you can call me at any time. But have you ever been in a situation where you out of town with somebody, and if they go to jail, they're not going to put you back in their car when they get out of jail? You don't even know how to get home. You may not got no money. You staying with them. So, of course, you be like, it was all my fault. I done this, I done that. Da-da-da-da-da. Whether she did it or not, we don't know. But let me show some of the little clips. It's a whole hour video. You guys need to go back over and watch the whole thing. But let's check some of it out. It's on the body cam interaction. Okay. Let me see here. Share.
Driver is showing some obscure driving, possibly intoxicated. Currently doing 45 miles an hour. Zone through here is 25. Oh! Subject says to hit the curb. Correction, speed limit is 15. I'm about 3/4 of a mile into the arches, just before the gate. You want to place your vehicle into park and go ahead and turn it off for me?
Yeah.
No, park.
Oh, it isn't parked yet.
Okay, turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dash for me. All right. What's your guys' names?
I'm
Gabby.
Brian.
Gabby, Brian. Okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm just sorry. We've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It was a long day. We were camping yesterday, and camping got the stuff, flies and stuff. I'm sorry I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me, man?
Yeah.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
You got it, buddy. I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh, no, you're fine. I'm going to go ahead and close your door, okay? Why don't you come over here? SO229. I have the female that was in the passenger seat separated from the male. Keys are on the hood. You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up back the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him. I guess my vibe is like I am like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I think it's organic juice bar, but I just quit my job.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist. That's that's my
That's
job.
cool.
And I just quit my job to travel across the country, and I'm trying to start a blog. I have a lot of stuff, so I've been building my website. So I've just been really stressed, and he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. So that's kind of been like I don't know. He's like down there. I don't know. We've just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of
told me
your OCD?
told me I needed to calm down. Yeah, but I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out. And this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. JoJo baby. Okay, I was saying that she took the blame for everything. She said that she was OCD. He wouldn't let her in the car. He told her she couldn't do anything. She's a nutritionist, and she's just stressed out. Is it still no sound? Can you guys hear me? Put a 1 in the chat. I unmuted it. Okay, thank you, Soldier Girl. The cops see she was in distress. They should have done something. Thank you, loving God. Thank you, Shay Bay. Thank you, Scarlett. Thank you, Tay Tay. His body language with the smirk, he thinks he's fooling the cops. So you guys really pay attention. She sure did, poor thing. Let her rest in peace. Exactly. So I wanted to share that she took the blame for everything. His mood, what she did. I did not hear before that he wouldn't let her in the car. Now, could you imagine you across country with somebody and they're telling you, you can't get in my car. Get out of my car. Just no. You change your whole attitude and then you can get in my car. And she's probably like, hey, look, we way over here in Wyoming. I just quit my job, came out here with you, trying to start a blog, and we're gonna, and all of this was good. She tried to climb in through the driver's window in the middle of nowhere. And then he says, you can't get in my car unless you calm down. Like he was her daddy. It was her van, not his. Oh my goodness. It was her car. Hey, this is SP.
Hey, SP.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right.
So I just wanted to interject a couple of things.
Okay, go ahead.
First off, Brian Landry is a narcissist.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
A very smug look on his face
Mm-hmm.
because he set the whole narrative for what he wanted them to believe. Secondly, that was Gabby's van, not Brian's.
Right.
The van is in her name. She worked for it. She purchased it. She renovated it. That was her van. The initial 911 call said that when they were at the Moab moon something, that someone observed Brian slap her.
Mm-hmm.
And they called the police about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that never came up because apparently there was a miscommunication with the communications officer and the officer that stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
So that never came up. I believe that, Abby had a lot of anxiety and was probably codependent.
I think so too. Just think about if you was a nutritionist and you could tell by her body and her physique that she was very well kept, she took care of herself very well. That whatever she does, she probably does it very well because she looked like she was very fit. But she just quit her job, decided we're gonna go across the world in a van, and then when you have a good plan, it's like mice and men, they go astray. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then now she's in this commitment with him, living with his parents, giving everything, and he's driving a car, and he's just telling her, you just make bad decisions. You just worthless. You can't do this. You can't do that. You're always cleaning and all this other stuff. All in the
It's my
face.
understanding that the governor of Florida just opened up the complete Florida budget to find him. No money spared. Is calling for the arrest of the Landry parents.
Okay, but I got a question for you. He do not even have a warrant for his arrest.
You can't have in the state of Florida, they cannot put out a warrant for a person of interest until they know exactly what happened. Now, they know that she was killed, but that doesn't, until they hear what he has to say, they can't say that he's the one that killed her.
Okay.
I've been following this because, I used to live in Florida. My daughter's in Florida. So I've been, really following this case a lot. And,
so me and you were talking about it when it first hit. I was like, I really want to do this case right here because it just seems like it's just gonna hit the fan, it's gonna blow up. And when I first heard it, I was very excited to hear some of the details. But do you think that she was in a domestic violence relationship with him?
Yes, I believe that Brian is a narcissist. I believe that he was controlling and that he degraded her and made her feel like she wasn't nothing and couldn't accomplish anything without him.
Mm-hmm.
once he convinced her to move with him to Florida, it was like kind of you're dependent on him because you're living with his parents. You work at the juice bar, which is affiliated with his parents' company.
Mm-hmm.
And because of who the Landrys are in Northport, they were allowed privileges that other people might not have been afforded. When Brian first showed up without Gabby, immediately he should have been taken into custody.
Mm-hmm.
But because his mother previously worked for the district attorney.
Oh, his mother works with the district attorney?
Previously. She's retired now.
Okay.
But she retired from the DA's office.
Okay. That's some good information to know.
So because of that, he was given, partial treatment.
Mm-hmm. A favoritism.
Right. He knew exactly what to do. He came home and he hired an attorney and he never has made a statement.
Oh, so Joe O'Sullivan says he's got a brother who's a cop. And so we got Lisa, she says, where's the proof for all this information?
The proof is on the website. All you have to do is research it.
Okay.
All that information is out there.
Okay. I got one question. Because we got infamous truth teller. I keep calling her information, but it's infamous truth teller in the building. But they were looking for Brian for a couple of days, and I don't know. So the family told the police that he went somewhere, and then they went and picked up his car. It was some kind of a convertible car somewhere at some beach or something, and brought it back. And then come to find out,
it's not a beach. It's a nature preserve.
Okay, nature preserve.
But it's also a swamp.
Okay.
Swamp.
Okay. So
you
they
can hike through there, but if you are a survivor, because you have to remember this is the state of Florida, Ryan Landry is hiking through that swamp that connects to the Gulf of Mexico, and it's Florida. Everybody in Florida owns boats.
right.
Everybody knows how to sail.
Right.
I feel like that he was allowed to get away. He was allowed to get away, and they did not tell them in enough time. They didn't make the police aware of it in enough time so that they could stop him.
Well,
They knew what they were going to find.
okay.
So you bury yourself.
But what I was going to say was the family said that they went and picked up this car in this area, whatever area it was, and they brought it back to the house. But the neighbor came on the other day and said that car never left the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking if the car never left the driveway, why they didn't pick up Brian's mother and father for lying to police officers? Because if the car never left, and there's a GPS thing on the car, they would know if the car had been moved or driven.
The thing is, right now, if you look, they look at the wildlife in Florida in the swamps. They have cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked at one of the cameras and they seen someone that looks like, appears to be Brian, and had on the same necklace that Brian was seen wearing hiking through the swamp.
Mm-hmm. We have somebody in the chat. They got the name Brian Landry, and they're saying, "I'm safe and sound, guys."
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, I'm glad Brian just showed up in our chat. Okay.
So I'm gonna get off here, SB.
Okay.
I'm kind of opinionated about this story, but
Okay.
I feel like that I'm almost I almost want to believe that the family has staged the distraction to allow Brian to be able to escape the country.
Okay.
I could be wrong, and maybe he did take his life, but most narcissists are not suicidal.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
I'm gonna go back to the chat.
All righty.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Information, infamous truth teller. What's on your mind? Can't hear you. Infamous truth, I cannot hear you. I can't hear anything you say. I'm sure they have checked flights for his name by now. Yes. I can't hear infamous truth. Betty, what's on your mind?
Good evening, everyone. How you doing, SP? She says she's having trouble with her mic. Give her a sec.
Okay.
I just, when this story popped up, I just wish they would give the babies that much coverage, first and foremost. Secondly, I'm not downplaying anything. It is definitely a domestic violence situation. And when you have money, you can wipe away anything you want. This is not the first case that we've seen the mother being in a position where she could get her son covered for whatever he has done. I cannot recall the case, and I want to say it was in Carolina somewhere there down that way, where the mother worked in the court system, and they were able to kind of, for lack of a better word, sweep things under the rug. Domestic violence is domestic violence. It's sad that this young lady has lost her life to such a thing. We as women, and I'm speaking women, and there are some men on here, so I'm not going to just say women. We as people have to value ourselves more than anyone else. I assure you, I was abused mentally, because you put your hands on me, we fighting for real. But mentally, people can tear you down as well. Because when you come from, nobody would believe that of me, but if you come from a place where things happen to you early in life, sometimes you lose your innocence, sometimes you lose your self-esteem, and that was my issue. I tell you ladies today, that's not my story. Know yourself better than anybody. If he hits you once, if he pushes you, if he grabs you, you have no strength as a man. I'm going to say that again. A woman doesn't have strength like a man. You can't battle with him. And when you see that his family embraces his ignorance in that area, run. Because it shows up on your date. Oh, I'm going to order your food. No, she's going to have. We think that's cute. That's not cute. If I don't eat Brussels sprouts, why are you ordering me Brussels sprouts? If I don't eat steak, don't order me what I can't eat. But we get caught up on all of that. And believe me, whatever he does the first time, he's going to keep doing. He does it subtly. Then he's going to do it, oh, I didn't mean it, baby. I was just upset. The boss made me mad. Well, what if I came home and punched you in the face because my boss made me mad? And it happens to men as well, but men just don't talk about it, because think about it. That's a man. That's embarrassing to them. But it's abuse just the same. We have to stop covering. If you don't have children, they go after the woman. This young lady is deceased because his mother, whatever, how they want to cover for their son. It's just so sad. But again, I just wish the media would do like they're doing with her, giving the like the case last night we were talking about. We don't hear that in the media.
Right.
You know, we don't hear all of that. And it's just so sad. That's all. I just hope and pray that her family, you know, will be okay.
Right. Right. You know, they did confirm Tuesday that it was her, Gabby. And,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we need to.
Did you see where her Brian's family made a statement, and Gabby's uncle is furious about that statement?
Wouldn't you be?
Yes.
I didn't see. Wouldn't you be though?
Yeah.
They got money.
Yeah.
So
it's okay that their niece and their child is gone.
Exactly. Because he snapped.
Yeah.
He had a moment of breakdown. I don't care if you have money or not. You don't get the right to take somebody's life.
Right.
You just don't get to do that. But we're seeing it more and more each day here in the Washington metropolitan area. I know you all hear it, shootings every day for no reason. But it's across the nation. Be mindful. I think it's gang initiation time around this time of the year every year. But this is just sad. And they'll buy him out of it. Mm-hmm. But people better pay attention, because he'll go somewhere, change his name, and then do it to somebody else, because his family has money.
Yeah.
You get in situations, you can work every day. You get in situations where you find yourself around people that appear to be.
Mm-hmm.
I said appear to be. The appearance of. And the next thing you know, you're down in a rabbit hole and you can't get yourself out. And you have no way out. You know, this would never happen to me. Don't say that, because it will. It could happen to you. Unbeknownst, the bottom could fall out for any of us, for me, anybody today.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's so sad. And they have to live with the fact that he, whew, and we're hearing it all over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think, I was in a domestic violent relationship at one time, and the person would do a lot of stuff, but they would not hit me in the face. They would not put bruises on my arm or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the stomach or the back or my legs or something. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger. And and I did take up for that person, because if you made him mad, if someone was trying to take up for me, I would take his side, because I know when we get home,
right,
I'm gonna have problems.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering why they did not arrest Gabby. Not in a bad way, but if they had her, because she did say, I hit him. Well, then why you guys didn't arrest her? And at least she would be live right now.
Amen. That's right. Because people do not understand. I think society feels like because it's a man, it would make him look bad. If they had arrested her, guess what? That would have separated them.
Yes.
And saved her life.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
Yay. Okay, I won't interrupt you. I just wanted to, I was having some issues. My kids are messing with my laptop, so they think they're all techies and they're messing my stuff up.
So I just think, SP, and I'm gonna let Infamous speak. I think that they think because it's a woman to a man, it would do something to the man's ego if the woman is taken into custody. You take her into custody, place whatever charges on her to separate her and him, to allow both of them to calm down, where she could probably say, you know what, I don't want to go back there, because I know now that if I keep on, somebody gonna get hurt. I'm gonna get hurt, or he gonna get hurt.
Right.
But they didn't do that.
Well, Miss Dee Dee says, and I'm in agreement with what she says. Pretty nails, by the way, Miss Dee Dee.
Oh, yes, they are.
I like that. Yeah.
Yes.
She says
Yes.
the police use white privilege, and now that woman is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm glad she said it.
Yeah.
All over it. All over it. I always try to be diplomatic, but we got to look at this for what it is.
Because when there's an argument and somebody had already called in and said that they seen him slap her, and you can't figure out who hit who, and he's got scratches on him, take them both to jail. Because if they came to my house, we all going to jail. Even the dog going to jail because he done seen something or he did something. Everybody goes to jail. Nobody went to jail. He even also, at the beginning of this call, before he stopped him, he hit the curve and hit that orange thing, and the officer said might be some drinking and driving going on. So you already suspect something's wrong. Somebody's inebriated. There's anger, some fighting going on. Something. Why you didn't get her away from that? I don't understand.
When you have an opinion of a situation, or again, it goes back to you got money. They saw who it was. I mean, you know, and
you think they know who he was?
This ain't the first time they done pulled him over with a woman with a domestic situation going on. It's not the first time.
Okay.
Let me say this. I don't think it's the first time. I don't. And because of who his family is in that area, who they know, who they connected to.
Okay. You know what? That's probably why they let them both go.
Yep.
Can I chime in?
Yes.
Not unfortunately, I'm a domestic violence survivor, but it takes. I know this through and through, and not just the relationship part, but the facts and statistics and stuff like that. First, now this is crazy because this is one subject I can speak about, like, with knowledge. You know, like, you know how, like, some people say, oh, I don't understand how a woman could be with a man that, you know, and first of all, domestic violence does not discriminate. So you can have money, you could be a man, you could be a woman, you know what I mean? But you know, it doesn't have like a target, you know, a certain target. And they manipulate your psyche first. When they, when somebody who's an abuser, they do the psychological abuse. You know what I mean? It's like a slow process, but they know when they meet you, it's like almost like a vulture or a predator. You know what I mean? They find you, but they make you think slowly. You know what I mean? They start kind of spinning their web in your mind, and they'll ask you little questions here. So what they do is they make you feel like that's your rock. You know what I mean? Like you found like the person that's like makes you feel safe, and that's what they do. They make you feel safe and, you know, secure. So then when they slowly start, well, who's that? Who's on your phone? You know what I mean? Or who's that call? You know, they slowly start creeping in these little, you know, like little things. So then you start second guessing yourself. Like you start second guessing your own, like, you know, so pretty soon, like it becomes to a point, you know, and it does escalate. Yes, it does. Because what it is because when they make you feel safe, they You know what I mean? You're like, that's the love of my life. And us as women, we're to, you know what I mean? We love and we mend and we fix and we take care of. That's what we do as women. That's in our DNA. You know what I mean? To care for, you know, to want to fix or to make better, or if I just love them enough. And that's, you know, that's kind of what we go through as women. You know, not all women, but you know what I mean? Most women or anybody that's the victim of a domestic violence or, you know, psychological, but the psychological thing is more like, you know how she was saying, like, you know, I know it's my fault and it's me and it's me and it's me, because that's what they do is they drill that in you, and they don't do it. They don't walk up to you. See, if an abuser is, if you know how they say, oh, I don't see how a woman could be with a man. If you were to walk up, like an abuser doesn't walk up to you and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm going to take you away from everything you know. You know what I mean? I'm going to pull you away from your family, anything that's close to you, because what they do is they slowly start pulling you away and distancing you away from anybody that would have your back or anybody that would care for you. You know what I mean? That would, you know, because that's what they want to do. Because they manipulate, that they're abusers. And I hate to say it, to put it in this context. I mean, I have so much knowledge to speak about, but you know, they don't walk up to you and say, hey, I'm an abuser. So like when I hear somebody say, I don't see how a woman could be with a man that beats her, it takes a woman statistically, and studies have shown, it takes a woman up to 8 times to leave, you know, to actually leave, like to leave and come back, because what they do is they make you codependent. They make you codependent on things. And what they do is, if you were to try to get brave, because that's why they distance you away from your loved ones or your friends or anybody that cares about you. And then they'll take your documents, like your birth certificate or your ID, or, you know what I mean? Because then if you do have the courage to leave, what are you going to do? They have your documents. So like I know like the safety plan thing, like I've gone through it like a couple times in my life. I've had good relationships too, but it took a while and I didn't even realize I implemented the safety plan from being in the domestic violence shelter when they were asking me the questions. And it's the same thing, you know, they let you come in and you kind of got to get your head together, you know, and figure out who you are, because you don't even know who you are anymore. They manipulate your psyche so bad that you're always constantly like you're questioning yourself and you don't even realize it. You know what I mean? You don't realize how much that I think is more. I mean, I'm not saying that the physical violence, but I think the psychological part of it is more, you know what I mean? Because they tell you this because we love them. So we're like, oh, you know, why would they say that? Because they make you feel safe first. So then all of a sudden they're telling you these things out of nowhere, like you ain't nothing, you're this or that, you know, because they got to lower you because they don't feel secure within themselves. But they're like almost like how child molesters groom child. They're not, you know, in the same category, but it's the same kind of context. They groom their victim, and they look for the people that have the issues with their family, or maybe, you know what I mean, just a little dysfunction, or maybe they're alone, and they look for those. They pray you out, and then when you actually leave and you're like at a domestic violence shelter, the one like main thing that they say, like we say as women, is, what did I do to attract him? That's the first thing that every single woman will say, because we're you know what I mean, we're still questioning ourselves, because they train you know what I mean, like they retrain your brain to the way they want you to think, and then pretty soon, you know what I mean, it just, and then when they hit you, you know, I was with a national champion of judo. You know, he would go to Japan, his matches would last less than 30 seconds. I mean, we were young, but even like how she said, like his mom came, and I don't have any family, but I mean, he like, like I would stick up for myself, but you know, when he get me good, you know, and I had a big old black, I mean, my whole side of my face was, I mean, black and blue, and I'm in the room crying, and all I would do was think about my kids, you know, I would think about my kids, and my kids are half brother and sister, because I had my daughter young. So in my mind as a youngster, not having the knowledge and not having the tools to decipher what is happening, like you're just like, oh, I just want to keep the brother and sister together, because you know that's the first thing they're going to do is separate those kids. But that's the worst thing that you could do, but you don't know that until you know what I mean, so you get that knowledge. And it takes a long time to untrain or undo all the stuff that they've done to you. you know. But like his mom came, and I thought she was going to talk to him and say, son, you can't hit a woman, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we weren't real close, but she was over there just like kind of, she was coddling him, and I'm in the room and I'm like, are you, like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna cuss, but I'm like, are you freaking serious? Like I'm thinking, my face is swollen, my head is pounding, you know what I mean? And my kids have to look at me, and like I would always like get in a fetal position, you know, because I didn't want him to hit my face or anything. If he were to hit my face, and it wasn't every day, but when it was, you know. Right. And I didn't want my kids to see any bruises on my face, so I would kind of get in a fetal position just to protect myself, so my kids wouldn't have to, what happened to you, mama, you know, or whatever. But yeah, that I'll let somebody else chime in, but I have a lot more knowledge to that. But there's a safety plan, like, you know, what would you do? Like, you can't let them know, you know, who your doctor's appointments, because they'll track you down, because they don't have anything else better to do. They're the predators. That's just what they are.
Right. Can I say something?
Betty?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just want to say one thing, and then I have to get off. I was beaten so bad for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the thing about that is they will beat you into submission. You'll be living in their world. And it wasn't about I was able to cover up my face. I had black eyes, broken noses, big lips, and it was just because he thought stuff. And only way I got away, because this last fight that we had, and I had the nerve to hit him back, he tried to take me into a seclusive place and told me to hit him. And I said, are you crazy? He took me back home, and I called my mother, and I said, Mom, he's going to kill me. And she put me on a bus and sent me to Florida, to my uncle's house. That's the only way I got away, because I was just scared. And don't believe that they won't do it again. They buy you stuff. I love you. They put the sex down, you know, because that was my problem. I was thinking with the wrong head, and I got beat bad. So if anybody's out there, believe me, know that if he hit you once, he'll do it again.
Oh yeah.
He'll do it, and it gets worse every time. It got so bad that he stopped letting me be around my mother, you know, around my family. So that, you know, that's the thing that will happen. You know, he will seclude you away from everybody. You know, but I just wanted to let y'all know that it's real. It is so real out there, and I since they got married to a man that loved me for me. But this man,
thank God,
so bad, it was terrible. I just thought that it was time when he get ready to jump on me, I would just close my windows and close the curtains, because I knew what he was getting ready to do.
right.
And I was just living in his world, you know. So I just wanted to just say, you know, please don't accept none of it. I don't care what he give you, what he say. Don't, you know, because, and you can tell how a man treats you is going to treat you how he treat his mother. You better take that to heart.
Right.
Because if he disrespects his mother in any way, what in the hell he do he care about you?
Yeah.
So I just want to say that I'm gonna have to get off. I'm at a meeting, and I just want to hurry up and just, you know, let women and men know that this truly happened. It really happened.
Yeah. Right. Hey, Judge Betty, before you go, Lady SP.
Yes.
This Miss Val in Bellflower, and she's so true. I had got a motto. All the beating I got from my mom, I said, no man will ever put their hands on me. And I have stuck to that, you know, saying, which I've been blessed not to have run into a person that will, you know, try to abuse me, because the last one that tried that, they're not on this earth, because you cannot fight a man. A woman is never stronger than a man. You would have to take him out. And I feel so sorry for her. I mean, it's been all over the air, and I was, you know, kind of getting upset. I was like, wait a minute. What about all these other young people that are missing? Why so much coverage on it? I said, but hey, my condolences to her mom and dad, the stepmom. I really hate, which I already knew that. I said, I told SP, when did I call you? Saturday or Sunday? I said, he's going to commit suicide because, see, he's not going to go up against a man. He'll take out his frustration on a young woman that's not that big. And I'm not for sure, is allegedly he took a gun away from that house. So if he took a gun away from that house, most likely he's not going to he's not going to want to face his punishment. He'll probably kill himself if he has a country. Because those type of men, I've seen it over and over again. They'll want to do the crime, but they don't want to do the time. And I've always said, you can cut me today, and maybe by Sunday that cut is healing. But mental, when they get into your mental capacity of this and that, nobody wants you. Oh, well, you know what? You mine. I'm not sure. It's all alone to God. And like I told, my sister was scared of a guy I was dating because he was like 6 something. I'm not but 5 something and very muscular. And I let him know, if you do, I will take you out. And I have no problem. I mean, I don't believe in abuse, hitting on a woman. We teach my grandsons, you do not hit a woman. You can restrain them until police can get there, whatever. But, try not to put your hands on them. Some women will come for you because the police did ask her, were there any hitting or whatever? And she says, well, I hit him. She wasn't, if they would have, I wish they could have, just took her with them and called her parents. Because, just because you're 22 don't mean you're grown. You don't have all the life experiences and things, of what to go through. And I said, I hate so bad he killed that girl. Why not send her home to her mom and her dad? I says, but to kill her, and this is what I'm trying to get my other daughter to see, not Carolyn, because Carolyn is she's alpha female. She's all female, but she's gonna go to war with you. But like I said, you cannot beat a man. You cannot. So it's best, hey, if they started, get away from them. I had a friend, she used to get beat so bad, she had 10 darn miscarriages from this man she was dating because he would beat her to where these babies. I said, and I tell you what, I told her, I said, you know what, if it's the cost of our friendship, you need to get away from him. He's going to kill you. And so I guess last time he had left her in a motel room, she had lost weight. He wouldn't take her no food. And I said, why don't you come and be my nanny? I said, he can't be at my house. He can't come there. I said, he cannot. But she was a known gambler here in California. I won't mention his name. But I told her, I said, why don't you come there? I said, because he's not allowed here. She has, 3 or 4 children now? But she could, with him, it was not to be for her just because he's paying her bills, taking her to the fights in Vegas, that material stuff. But what about when you go home? You got a black eye, and it's like, oh my God. I said, I stopped a young lady here at our apartment complex. Her mom wasn't here. And she out there fussing and fighting with this guy. But, I just sit in my Jeep and paid attention. And I asked her, I said, are you okay? I just casually, she know who I am. I said, are you all right? Sometimes it just takes somebody to say, hey, are you sure you are right? Another female. So they was into it. And so her mom explained, yeah, they was getting to it. So I said, when I get a chance to, I'm going to tell her, that's not a relationship for you. I mean, I can't pick and choose your lover, but that's going to be a dead end street. I tell my own children that, my nieces and nephews, which, I don't talk to too many of them. Hey, they do what they do. I said, but for me and my household, God come first. And you do not go up against these men. You do background checks. Hey, we've been doing background checks left and right, which she knows this guy. And then I understand, allegedly, the mother had changed and she was the one texting because her own mother seen the text and she don't call her father Stan or something. So that right there was an alarm. We don't know how long she's been deceased because somebody done got into her Instagram or whatever her page is, and you up there sending messages to her mother. That's so cruel.
Right.
That is so cruel. But when the shoe is on the other foot, He come up and done took his life or what have you, which, I hope he faced justice so that way they can get really closure. They have her. But he done ran off like a little coward that he is. I said, and it's so bad, but hey, ladies, tell your girls, hey, you are dating somebody or whatever, do a background check. Don't bring them home. Hey, when you're gone, also tell people where you are, or who you're with. Heck, as old as I am, if I happen to get a date, I'm going to get the license plate number. I'm going to be done a background check. Heck, if I don't, I'll be requesting DNA because you cannot tell these crazy people. They look normal, act normal. And I think when she slapped him or something, he pushed her in her face. It triggered him. Oh, okay, I'll get rid of you. Maybe he wasn't ready for no marriage.
Right.
But something happened to where you just snap off and kill this young lady. That was unfair. That is unfair.
Right.
It is really unfair. But I'm gonna get back in the chair. I was happy to see you, Judge Betty. I say, when Esther said she's in class, I saw she in there taking her new judge class or what have you. I said, this is sad.
You, defense attorney, nice to talk to you as well. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I want to add something. Let's not forget, not your story, maybe not mine, because you hit me. We fight. I say it all the time. I'm very fair-skinned. I'll use that word.
Oh yeah.
I don't want bruises on me. I have told my daughters as well as my son, they're not your children. If you feel you have to hit a woman or you have to hit a man, walk away. And if they start walking away, let them walk away. Be it your husband or whoever. Because you cannot, you can't withstand their blow. And I remember years ago when my husband hit me, in as much as I got a few licks in some other stuff, but the damage that he could have done to me, I thought about it. And I was like, we don't need to be together. Because if you thought to hit me like that once, you're going to do it again. And if I thought to pick up the knife to cut your heart out, I'm going to do it again too. Right. But here to this story, 22 years old. How much experience do you really have?
None.
And then let's be honest, y'all. A lot of times these girls get in, families. If you go back, she had a family that cared for her, but I'm grown. I want to be on my own. And she really probably thought she could manage him.
Well, what my mother would always tell me is, when you meet a guy or whatever, and they want to take you out of town, or they want to move out of town, or they want you to move out. My mother would always say, no, baby, don't do that, because once it gets you away from your family,
you don't know what can happen.
They're going to treat you really, really bad. And I found
that to be true.
And what it is too is when they distance you even from your friends. Like my best friend, Erica, I can tell you a story about me. My best friend, I don't know. I don't even, sometimes it's like right now, like I can't even remember like what started it. It's because they're manipulators and they're abusers. That's just all there is to it, but, it's their mindset, it's that predator mindset, that controlling mindset. It's the control. It's just like a rape victim, you know what I mean? It's not about the sexual act. It's about the control. It's the control. It's the psychological thing that they feel, some people, abusers, feel that they need. But anyway, my ex, I remember he kicked me in the head. So I was on the floor, like, he would, because the thing is I can tell you like what you're supposed to do. Like, you never enclose yourself where you can't have an outlet. Like, so that, like, I don't think there's enough education about domestic violence and about somebody who's trying to, put you in that situation or be aware of these signs. I don't think there's enough discussion about it, because like, if you notice, like when people are in those situations and they're cornering you, they corner you in the bathroom. they'll corner you. You know what I mean? Like there's no outlet. You always make sure you have an exit. If you're in that situation, you always kind of have to, and it's sad to say, but you need to have that knowledge, because you always have to make sure that there's an out, because what they do is they corner you. You know what I mean? And you're SOL, you know? But I sat on the floor because he wouldn't let me out of the kitchen. And I was like, well, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just not going to argue with you. So I just sat down on the floor, and that pissed him off. And like I said, he was a national champion in judo. So like, I didn't really fight to an extent to where, because he could snap my neck and I wouldn't be here for my kids. And who's going to take care of my kids? That's what I would always come. You know what I mean? Even in that situation when I was kicking. Yeah. And he was roundhouse kicking me, and he kicked me in the face so hard because I just sat down and I kind of put my hands on my knees. Like I put my knees up, and, you know, I said, well, if you're not gonna let me out the kitchen, I'm not gonna sit here. I don't know what, you know what I mean? Because it's a broken record. It's the same thing. It's, you know what I mean? They make up stuff. And a lot of times it's because they're stepping out, or they're doing it's a lot of their guilt, whatever they're doing, that's not right. You know what I mean? And it bleeds in, but there's a lot more to it to them. But anyway, so he kicked me so hard 3 times, and my head, I have never ever felt that way in my life. Like my head started, it just was like a beep, it was just ringing, and I couldn't see. Everything went black. But like your survival mechanism, like I got up and I started kind of crawling around because I was like, you can't fall asleep. You can't fall asleep. Because I would always think about my kids, you know, like I can't leave them with this monster, you know. And you don't think about yourself, because they get you to that psychological point where you don't ever think about yourself. You're always thinking about making them happy, or what they're going to be talking smack about when they get off of work, you know. And it could be petty stuff. It's just, it's a process, and it's a plan. It's planned. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, they just feel this way. You know, this is in their personality, in their character traits. You know, it is in an abuser, whether it's a male or female, it doesn't matter. It's the character trait of an abuser. You know, it's the control and the manipulation of your mind, and, you know, because that's what makes them feel superior to make you feel inferior. You know. And right. So he kicked me so hard, and I had a best friend named Erica, and she was like my best friend. We were in a group home together, and I don't have family. I don't want to say I lived a gypsy life, because like I lived with like the neighborhood mom, you know, like in the neighborhood, like the mother hen of the neighborhood, you know, like for some reason I always had a place to go, but like, you know, and that was normal to me. It wasn't, you know, I don't have a record or anything like that, but I've seen a lot on the streets. You know, I've been through a lot. I've always had that worry. But anyway, so my friend Erica, we were in the group home together. We turned 18, you know, from foster care and whatever. And we were thick as thieves. But what they do is when they distance you, like you stop talking to your people that you're close to, even if it's family or friends, because because it turns into an argument. So to avoid the argument, you stop talking to them, or you stop conversing with them. Little by little. No, son, go. Can I talk to the girl?
Oh, okay.
Go. And so what it is, and so when he kicked me so hard, I couldn't see anything, and I kept crawling around. So he was like, then he tells me, what do I do? He tells me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, right. I mean, my head was just, I felt like I was like hit by like Evander Holyfield, or like the, you know, like the most like infamous boxer that you could think of. Like I got hit that hard. And so he goes, what do I do now? And I'm like, call the ambulance, call the fire department. Right. So like, I mean, so they come, and he goes, oh, she fell and hits the table. We were arguing, and she fell and hit the side of the table. My face, my whole left side of my face, everything, my head, my face, everything, like the whole left side of my profile was done, you know?
Can I ask you a question though? Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
After that fight, did you stay with him?
I can tell. Let me tell you. So I left and came back and left. You know what I mean? And like when I went through domestic violence shelter, like they go through, like you hear the same thing over and over. Like I said, it takes a woman up to 8 times to leave. Because they make you so codependent, and then like, you know, sometimes they don't even want you, and then you feel like, why don't they want me? That's why they psychologically mind F you, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how else to say it. But
Right.
so when the fire department came, he told them I fell against the table. I remember the fireman, I'll never forget it. The fireman looked at me and he says, honey, he goes, I'm not gonna say anything else. Like, but he goes, basically he didn't even really say words. And he goes, but do you have somebody that you can call to come pick you up? But if they can come pick you up right now, and because I didn't want to go in the ambulance because I didn't have insurance. So like that's what I'm thinking of. I'm not even thinking about my health. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not even thinking. They get you so mind warped. So I said, yeah, I can call my friend Erica. He goes, but when you call her, don't tell her what happened because people don't like to get involved in domestic violence. There's a stigma to the domestic disputes or whatever. They don't want to get involved because it's a thing, and it's a bunch of BS. I always will step up if I see people arguing or a man punking a woman. Like even till this day, and even in high school, I would see a man trying to corner a woman against the wall, and I'd be like, hey, and they're like, oh snap, here goes Audrey, because I know what it's like. And even if they, I said, you go that way, she's gonna go around the corner. I don't know what you guys are gonna do from there because I've been there. But so I called my friend Erica and I said, can you come pick me up? She has no idea what happens to me, right?
Right.
So she comes and picks me up and I said, just take me to your house, and they take him to jail, whatever the case may be. And they get out. It's crazy how these domestic violence abusers that like they get out like the next day. And then when you have kids involved, if there's no like court, stuff in the courts like set in stone, like if like my son is in his grandmother's custody, like as he's in jail, if I don't get a hold of my son before he gets out of jail, like within that 24 hours, and say like he gets out and my son's with him, the police cannot take my son from his custody because there's nothing in the courts stating that, like there's nothing in, you know what I mean, in the works, or there's nothing said. So like, you're just like, so I had to tell, but anyway, so she comes and picks me up and my head's throbbing, and I was like, just take me to your house. So she goes, well, I'm gonna stop at Oscar Drug. Stop at Oscar Drug, and she goes, I'm just gonna get you some Tylenol. My head was just boom, 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 right? So she goes, I guess she talked to the pharmacist, and she goes, what would you do if somebody had like a head trauma, like a really hard impact or whatever? And they're like, you need to take her to emergency. And I remember when he looked in my ear, he had busted my eardrum. And I remember when he said that, and I know it sounds petty, but it's not, because I'm thinking that, yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't know your eardrum could grow back. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, damn, I let him disable me. Like that was kind of an instantaneous thought, but it got to a point to where I would leave and come back, just because, like I said, they make you codependent and you want to have the family together. You have a false sense of what it's supposed to be. If you don't listen to there's not enough people talking about what you should do and what the signs are, and people that don't have family or somebody to look out for them, because your friends when you don't talk to them for so long, they start disconnecting from you and they're just like, where have you been? That's kind of where that goes, Exactly. So it got to a point to where he was kicking me outside. I remember I made sure I had an exit, and because I remember going from the domestic violence shelter 10 times before, to always have an exit. So I went out the sliding glass door because I knew he was going to come in like raging. And he came in and he started kicking me. I remember my 19-year-old now, but he was looking at the sliding glass door. He was kicking me like a dog. And when you yell help, nobody comes out. And I lived in duplexes, like everybody's like real close to each other. They always say yell fire. Don't ever yell help when you're in a situation like that, because if you yell help, nobody will come out. If you yell fire, everybody will come out because they don't know where the fire's at. So if you're yelling fire, you know what I mean? People will come out, and then like kind of it can diffuse the situation, or, it can make people that don't want to get involved more accountable because somebody else sees them across the street, so people will come out of their house if you yell fire. So that's what you're supposed to do, is yell fire. But anyway, it got to a point when I ran out there, I couldn't even cry when I called 911. That's what it got to a point where I was so worried that the dispatcher thought I was crank calling, because I had no more tears anymore. It got to that point, and I was like, that's when I was like, this is crazy. I can't even cry anymore. I had no tears, and like, you know what I mean? He's kicking me. He's done some severe stuff to me, and I can't even cry anymore. And I'm worried about if they're going to believe me, because it sounded fake to me because I couldn't cry.
Right.
And so I finally, was able to, get out of that situation. But still to this day, he's my son and me, my 19-year-old, and I don't. he distanced him from me. So like
It's
my son
okay.
doesn't
It's
know.
okay.
I know, but he doesn't know the real story. You know what I mean? He doesn't
And it
know
doesn't.
what his dad did to me, and
He
it's just
doesn't.
it sucks that they
Mm,
will go to that extent to just distance you and take you away
yes.
from everything you know. And I don't want to put that weight on my son's shoulders, but I know that if he ever comes to me with questions, and I told him I've already kind of presented that to him like on a Facebook message, and I said, son, if at any time you have any questions that maybe you don't feel like maybe you've gotten answers through the years, or maybe things didn't add up with anything in your life, like, and you think that I'll be honest with you 100%, but I don't volunteer the information because I just want him, it just sucks that abusers will go to that extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
It's
just,
all.
and then
Mm.
I know it's all right, but it hurts because I
No,
mean
no, no.
they,
I'm not going to tell you it's all right. I'm not saying
yeah,
that. I just
it's
don't
just
want you
sucks.
to cry because I
Yeah.
can imagine your child not understanding what you went through.
Right,
Basically,
and the whole family
he,
supported him, and so you know what I mean. So he's had this
yeah,
family support from the dad's side, and like I
yeah,
have nobody, so it's like, so like it looks like I abandoned my son. Like that's what it kind of. They don't really say it, but they, I mean, hello, nobody
yeah.
fends for me. Nobody, steps up and say, hey, that's your mama. Like they just went along with the story, and that's what's wrong with society too. Is you know what I mean? People that just they
Cover
they
it up.
they yeah, or they cover it up, or it's like, we're not in the 50s, or it doesn't matter if we were in the 50s or 20s or the caveman
Right,
days. You know what I mean? Nobody
right.
should put a hand on another person, no matter what. Like, unless you're trying to, like, save your own life, unless your life is in threatening danger where you think you're gonna die. That's the only time that you should, you know what I mean? Defend yourself, or you know what I mean? Be that to that physical point. I believe, but it just sucks that I mean that's that story, but I mean I've had a lot of good, I've learned a lot,
I can
like
tell
what,
you this. I know how you
yeah,
feel,
and
even though I wasn't beat on, as I said earlier. The same thing happened with me and my younger daughter. Uh, Her father was given custody, and it tore us apart because she didn't
yeah,
understand. She was a girl, but
yeah, and then as they get older, if you see them again,
oh my
you don't know
God,
what to say to them because you remember him as a 4-year-old, and then all of a sudden he's 12. You don't even know how to conversate with your kid because you remember him
no,
as a 4-year-old. You know?
no, no, I didn't allow that to happen because we're not having that one. I made sure I made myself visible to her, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it put a strain in a sense. I'm relating to you in the sense that they heard she heard the one side. She didn't hear
Right.
my side. So for a
Right.
long time, I did like you. I sat back. I let her gain that side, the family. And I'm like you. I came only child, so I didn't have a big family to run to. So that's what I'm relating to. But when she got of age that I could, she said something to me one day, and I said, little girl, let's have a conversation before you accuse me of something. You need to give, it's like when you're in court, you hear both sides. You hear the prosecutor and the defense side, and then you are old enough now to make the decision. I can assure you, in time, infamous, he will come around, baby. He will. He's still under.
I believe that. I mean, they got half of me. You know what I mean? So like, I have a good heart and I have a good soul, and I've learned and see throughout my life, even growing up on the streets, and not growing up on the streets, but like to me, it was normal to me. Now I know that
Mm,
it's not so regular. You don't know
right.
what you don't know unless you see different. You
Right.
know what
How
I
old,
mean? And
how old is your
like,
son?
Yeah,
huh?
that's right. That's
How
right.
old is your son?
My son is he's 19, and it's hard because you don't know, like, I mean, I've told him and I've presented that to him. I've already kind of conversated with him, and left that as an open line of communication, saying if at any time he has any questions about anything, but I don't want to stoop to that level and be like, well, your dad did this, you know what I mean? Because what
No,
does that
but
make
if
me?
he's dating, does he have that violent tendency towards women? Because
My
you wouldn't
son.
want someone to face, yeah, what you have faced.
Right, exactly. And that's why I'm saying, like, everybody made me the black sheep. I mean, even my friends that were my friends before they were his, like they like ostracize me, and like even till this day they act like I was the one that, like, I was the invader, you know what I mean? And it's crazy how it's, I mean, I don't dwell on it now, you know, but like it when I talk about it, like I said, you know, you learn a lot, you know. And I've learned a lot. And even with my daughter is the older one out of all my kids. She's 24, and right now, like, she's the one that has the memories. She's the one that remembers certain things. And then when kids are growing up and they only have mentally, you know, like certain puzzle pieces, and like mentally as human beings, we have to find a way to make something fit there. You know what I mean? And sometimes things get, you know what I mean? They'll kind of like, they don't even realize they're making up these stories or memories that are not even true. And me and my daughter, you know, like, she came back and she had a baby, you know, she got pregnant, but and then it's like, it was weird to see her because she got with him and her baby's a year and a half, and me and her haven't really talked, but she would get real vicious with me, you know, just say real ugly stuff. And I understand, you know, and I told her, but it got to a point where I told her, I said, you know what, Ashley, I said, if I could turn back time and know what I know now, there's no way in hell I would have stayed. There's no way, you know what I mean? But in my mind, as a 19-year-old, I was trying to keep you and your brother together. I was thinking about, because her brother would be like, that's my Ashley. That's my Ashley. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, you know, like I said, we're caretakers. That's what we do as women, you know? But, yeah. So like my daughter, you know, and then he took her back to Pennsylvania. I didn't even meet my grandbaby. He found a way to take her back to Pennsylvania, and I didn't even get to meet her. But I've been like, I kind of troll her Facebook just to make sure she's okay out there. And I wouldn't see pictures of the baby. I just recently found pictures of the baby, and I steal them, you know, I snapshot them or whatever. But I guess he because he has family out there and he has money, and he told her. And if somebody tells you who they are, you better believe what they say. Even if you think, oh, they're just saying out of anger. If they're telling you the truth. Because he told her, he goes, I'll just go back home and I'll just get the baby. You know what I mean? And that's what he did, is he pulled her away from me because I was the only thing that she had. And we were starting to kind of, you know, just mend things a little bit, you know? I mean, we can't fix what was broken, but we can, you know, go from here, you know? And so I was trying to give her space, but he took her, and I was like, where are you at? And the baby, this and this and that. And she's like, we're back in Pennsylvania. I didn't even know she left. You know, because he made her think that I purposely didn't want to go see her at the hospital. You know, just what an abuser does. So now he has a baby, and I just recently saw one picture of her because she keeps it like on lockdown. So I have other faux accounts trying to like creep in, you know, just to make sure my daughter's okay. Even though she's pushing me, you know, I still, you know, that's my baby girl, you know. And, you know, when she's ready or whenever she's, you know. But I told her, I said, certain things in her head, I remember she'd be like, I remember this, and I was in Mexico at this age. And I was like, no, you weren't. You were here in Tucson, Arizona, and you went to this middle school. But it's that, you know, kids have to put, you know, they'll fit pieces that don't go where they go just to make sense of things, especially when they see
talk with them, because they're grown now. And I mean, I wouldn't have to necessarily mention their father. I would just let them know, hey, I've been through a lot of abuse. And if there's anything you want to talk about or know about, please come to me, because it's not good for someone, you know, to abuse you, isolate you from your family members. Because, hey, I had to break up something like that with my other daughter, the one that was in the service. He was trying to move her away. Oh, you're not going to come to Vegas and see your grandchildren? I said, no, I don't fly. Which, he forgot to ask, I will drive. Let something happen to that daughter. I told her, I say, he's trying to get you away from everybody that cares about you, which she don't have a large family. She has 2 sisters and 1 brother. But the person and her grandma, but her grandma's 91 years old, and that's not her responsibility to keep her safe. And I said, no. I said, no, I don't fly to Vegas. Well, how you gonna see your grandkids? So my daughter looked, she said, I'm not leaving my mama, because, hey, she had already went to Georgia and dealt with this fool. She had been in Vegas. He got her sleeping in the grandma room on the floor. I was like, what type of mess is this? You know, I mean, I'm a person that's outspoken. I said, well, I thought you bought the house for both of y'all. Oh, this is my house. Oh, but she can get out. I think she sure can. Oh, well, she can't take my baby. You know, he was really a little arrogant prick, but I showed him different.
Yeah.
Went to court.
And that's what I wanted to do, but he was able to, and it's just weird to see her go through what I went through when she was little. You know what I mean? It's like looking at a whole replay of what I went through, and it's just like, you can't. It's a very delicate situation, and I told my daughter, and it got to a point to where she would say things like just to be vicious, but see, she turned into where she hurts people before they hurt her.
Wow.
She, you know what I mean, she burns bridges before. She always has a plan A, B, and C, because she always assumes that something's going to go wrong, either by her doing, or whatever the case may be. But she always, like, I learned what a narcissist was, and I was like, oh my God, I think that's what my daughter, because they know the word love, but they don't know the feeling love. And that's a simple way, I guess, that you can, you know what I mean, that you can explain, like, what, like, a narcissist, the way they'll say they love you, but they don't have that feeling. They just don't have it. And I think, and I don't beat myself up, but it's just, you know what I mean? The trauma, it just causes her to disconnect from people and not have lasting relationships and healthy relationships because of what she witnessed as a child.
Right.
You know?
We've got Kay in here. Let's make sure, because we're on 1 hour and 42 minutes. We've got 15 minutes. Kay, what did you have to share with us? Kay? Kay, are you there? You probably don't have your mic hooked up. Your mic is not hooked up because we don't hear anything.
No.
But I just wanted to say one last thing. I'm sorry. I'm just very passionate about getting this
Kay,
information.
you might have to hold on, information. Okay, you might have to go out and come back in and make sure your mic is hooked up. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'll go out to make sure I'm not taking up space.
No, you're not. We can hold 10, but
oh wow.
But whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out too. But I just wanted to say one last thing that I noticed, that I kind of observed, like when I went to the domestic violence shelter, like when everything, like when the light switch went off, and I was like, oh, I implemented a safety plan and didn't even realize I implemented it. You know what I mean? Because of the other times that I had went, and they do the same kind of, what are you gonna do if you see him, or if he sees you on the street? Does he know what doctors you go to? You know what I mean? Like this, so they know what the safety plan. And you think it's kind of corny, but it's actually, I implemented it. Didn't even realize I implemented it later on in life, like years later. But I realized that a lot of the women there at the domestic violence center, because you can't come in an argument like in an aggressive manner with anyone, because we don't know what kind of domestic violence we all have been through. But I noticed that we bring a little bit of that abuser with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're with them for so long that we kind of don't realize subconsciously we treat people like some people would be like, well, why don't the staff do this for me? And it's like, the resources are there. You have to go ask, you know what I mean? And they'll give them to you, or, you have to do a little footwork too. But like I was just observing conversation, like around the little smoking patio one time. And I was just like, wow, I bet you, like, we all have a little bit of our abuser. Like, we kind of bring a little bit with that with us in the beginning, and don't even realize it. You know what I mean? When we treat other people certain ways because we've been treated that way, and we don't even realize that we're exerting that energy towards others. But right. I learned a lot, and I thank God for my two little boys, and I learned what not to do and what's more important and what's valuable now. So that's why I don't have no life now, and I'm here.
Right. Okay. Kay, are there? You might gonna have to call in, Kay, because we can't hear you. Okay, because we can't hear you. Let Kay call in. Any last words, you guys?
SB, I just wanted to say, Infamous, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I can assure you that it has helped someone on this call tonight. It really has enlightened me. I watched others be physically abused, been a part of it. And I wanted to speak to the friendship part. Sometimes friends walk away because they don't understand your returning over and over and over and over again, because they feel their help should be enough. And it's beyond that. And I understand that tonight. But I thank God that you got out, that you are a survivor, and that you can help someone else not stay in it a day more, an hour more, or a second more. Thank you for sharing your story. And thank you, SP, for opening your platform. I know we know who we're talking about, but thank you for allowing people to come on your platform and tell their story, because that's not happening everywhere, and it's much needed. Thank you so much. I'm going to come off now and stay in the bushes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
SP, do you know about that other young man that's missing by the last name of Day?
No.
He came missing on the 24th of August, and his mother's been looking for him. She said every morning we call her.
Huh?
A young man missing, I think it's Ohio or something. He's been missing now since August the 24th, and she's really upset. They done found a body, but they don't know if that is his, but he's got no attention whatsoever. Another Black young man.
Right. Yeah, I did hear about that, and we are looking into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many of them. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, but look like your mouth is doing pretty good. Hey, you got your facial on and stuff, so hey.
All right.
Okay, but I'm gonna get out of the thing and go over in the chat because it's at the end.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right. Caller, you're on the line.
Hi, SP. Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to point out something as far as, hold on, I think it's the echo.
It's not an echo over here.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay.
With the Gabby cam,
Mm-hmm.
the body cam, I noticed that she was saying that she slapped him, she did whatever to him. He did have scratches on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to point out, when you have been through an abusive relationship and it's been going on, say, a year, 2 years, months, you automatically have a defense up.
Okay.
You automatically, how can I put it? You automatically are ready for the hit before the hit even happens, if that makes sense.
Yes, that does make sense.
I was in an abusive relationship on and off with different boyfriends, and then I actually married a guy who was very abusive. I've been married 7 years, and he was abusive since I met him.
Okay.
After the 7 to 8 months in, he started hitting me and attacking me.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the point where I started doing the same thing to him.
Hitting him like he was hitting you?
Yep.
Okay. Is this Kay?
Yes, this is Kay.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you're defending yourself, but you're preparing yourself for war before war even hits.
Yeah. I understand that.
As it goes on, you find yourself to be an abuser. You kind of turn into an abuser in a way.
Yeah.
And it really messes up your mental. It really changes you when you go through. I done been through a lot. It really messes your brain up, especially if it's verbal and physical at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It really messes you up. I'm still messed up till today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a point where anybody who I meet, if I'm dating somebody, I'm automatically mean. I'm angry. It comes across as I'm controlling.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of picked up the attributes that he had with me, and now I'm taking it into a different situation with me.
Right.
So as I watched that video, it's kind of like this wasn't the first time.
Mm-hmm.
She's been going through this, but now she's in fighting mode.
Mm-hmm.
So the slapping, the scratching, whatever she did to him, maybe he said something to her and she lashed out, or maybe he pushed her and she lashed out.
Right.
And now they're both kind of the abuser in a way, but it started from him.
Right. Right.
I just want to say thank you to the people that are calling in, telling their stories, because I'm the type of person, I feel as though I'm the only person that went through it and is still dealing with the emotions behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say thank you for the callers. I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah.
Because it never goes away.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It stays with you.
Yeah.
And you tend to push people away and you bring it into new situations, even though the guy might be good. Like I was just in a situation where I was separated for about 3 to 4 years. I was celibate for 2, met a guy. The guy started giving me red flags. And even though it's my red flags, maybe it really wasn't red flags to begin with.
Right.
But I started seeing stuff that wasn't really there.
Right.
And I messed it up, you know?
Yeah.
So it never goes away. It really affects you. I would just say to the women out there, just get help.
Right.
I don't have the help right now, but I would just say get help so you won't have to go through that after effect.
Right.
You know, and that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I love you, SP.
I love you too. We're going to take one more call, you guys. I'm waiting for Sugar Mama to call in, and then we're going to get off of here. But I want you guys to know, you guys, if you want to join me, I am going to probably do a midnight live tonight, not because of anything important, but I want to go over the whole body camera interaction and some of the clippings and just really soak into it. It's a whole hour thing. I'm going to do it probably about midnight. And I'm not going to stay on there. I'm not going to be talking or anything. I just want to watch it. If you guys want to watch it with me, you're welcome to come on in. And it's just going to be a midnight watch to watch what's really going on, because sometimes I'm waiting for you, Sugar Mama, to call on in, because I've seen that you called a couple of times. That we just take clippings of stuff and then we diagnose and do analysis. But I really want to watch the whole thing. And if you guys want to watch it with me, you're welcome. I'll come on about midnight and we can watch it. If not, you know, it'll be 5 people in here, 2 people, 1 person, it'd be just me. But you know, sometimes I can't sleep and I'm gonna be up cooking, and I'm gonna call Sugar Mama because she thought I was probably avoiding her. I just wasn't. I was just giving everybody time to speak, and I appreciate when people call in, and there's no need of having somebody on the phone on hold and 2 people in the chat waiting. You know what I'm saying? So I was just doing things in order. Wasn't trying to make you feel unwanted, because I love you. She probably said, I ain't gonna answer you now, girl. And I'm still having a little pain. I'm gonna have to give me some pain pill. She was like, I'm done. No one female in the office was shocked or offended. Hey, Sugar Mama.
Yes, I would just want to put the comment. Can I hold on or can you finish?
Pardon me?
Can I hold on until you can finish?
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I want to say one thing, SP.
Yes, ma'am.
We as women, sometimes we are just ashamed, you know, to let people know
Mm-hmm.
I remember once I came from work and he said, "We going out," and I said, "Okay." So I just took out my phone, put it in the hamper. The next thing I know, something just tell me, "Look, my ex was sniffing my good drawn."
Oh, sniffing. Hold on, sniffing your underwear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I was like, "What are you doing?" "Want to see where I come from?" I said, "How you mean where I come from? I just came from work. You just picked me up from work." I called my mama. My mama was alive at the time, and she said, "You know what? This man wanna kill you. It's time for you to leave. It's been through so much." And I didn't want to leave because for the simple reason I grew up without a dad, and I didn't want my kids to grow up without a dad. And that's where, we women make a lot of mistakes. We like, what? We want the best for our kids and stuff like that, but at the same time, we have to think about ourselves and to be there for our children. And Miss SP, I took. By the time of Nicole Simpson and OJ, I look at myself in the mirror and I said, "You know what? It's time for you to go with the black eyes." And I called the police. And Miss SP, I never went back up to a dealer. And the part about these men being abusing we the women, they would whoop us tonight. Come home and they are not done and stuff like that. And in the night time, come in and look for sex life, nothing happens.
Right.
And we give up because we're scared.
Right.
So I want to say to all women that are in the chat now, yes, there is hope. Cry out. Walk away. It's easier said than done. And this young woman, she was scared. She shed and everything, and she took all the blame.
Right.
And if somebody had listened to her, she would be alive today.
Right. You're right.
There's something called pride.
Mm-hmm.
We have our pride, and we want to feel, well, hey, if the man do beat us, he don't love us. And no, that's not true. And there's fear and there's fear out there. And I've been through, there were times I was even planning. I mean, I had so many plans in my thought to kill this man, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. Walk away.
Right. All right.
It's not easy to do it.
Right.
You make so much plans because you go to the homeless shelter and you're like, yes, they could only keep you there for a certain amount of time, and you're like, when you come out, where you and your two kids gonna be? It's a lot of questions, we as women ask ourselves. But at the end of the day, we look at ourselves in the mirror and say, yes, you know what? We are lovely, and we must love ourselves before anyone loves us.
Exactly.
Because if to begin with, if they love us, they're not going to put their hands on us. Why don't they go and beat on a man like them? But they beat on a woman like we, that's helpless. And I feel infamous pain. I've been there. And that's why I tell her, let out the tears. It's going to be okay. And move forward. Move forward. I had a very bad experience. And I'm the woman I am today. No man cannot come and say, well, hey, they come for the furniture, they come for the house. No, we're going to be fighting. And hey, somebody's going to be 6 feet deep because you know what? All I have now, I sweat for it. It's mine. No man cannot move me and take it away from me. I'm strong. I'm a survivor.
Yes.
Love you and all to the women in the chat. And hey, if these women in the chat going through that, to know and tell them, hey, there's help out there for them. Call, go to a shelter, there's help.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right. Thank you. That was Sugar Mama. You guys, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for coming on the panel. And thank everybody in the chat. We will do a live at 12. It's just going to be for information. If you guys want to go over some of the information, it's not for no views, no clicks, no donations or anything. We're just going to go over some of the information and go through the whole interview. I know the interview lasts an hour, and I've got 2 other videos. I really want to take a look at those videos. I want to go through the whole thing. I don't want just clippings what the news show me. I want to go through the whole thing. So if you guys want to go through it with me at 12 a.m. Central Time tonight, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to watch the whole interview. You guys can watch it with me, and I will see you guys then. Thank you guys once again for sharing your stories. I do have a story I want to share with you guys. I'll probably share it. Today's Wednesday. I'll probably share it with you guys Friday. So make sure you come on in here. We're going to be covering the Gabby case also on this coming Friday, because once we get more information and more information is coming out, I know you guys are going to have more to share. And anytime that you want to share anything of your life with the family, you're welcome. I will not interrupt it, and I will not stop you. So thank everybody, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys. I don't want to do that. I don't know why that came up. I don't know why.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?